You might have already heard of crazy globalist ideas like the Great Reset or the 15-minute cities. Well, in Davos this week, the WEF have come up with a new idea to fix us and save us from ourselves. The 5-minute cities are here. Oh yeah, because 15-minute cities weren't bad enough. We have to now live in 5-minute cities. Now, these plans that will be, they're so far they're just ideas, and they're going to be trialed at some point, as we have already seen across the world. Rome, neighborhoods in Rome, in Paris, Oxfordshire, these places are trialing this. In London, we are having the ultra low emission zones, ULEZ, that has been expanded by Sadiq Khan to the whole of Greater London for some reason. So if you drive through these areas, you'll be charged. And some of these 15-minute cities, if you just drive, you'll be banned essentially from driving through your own boundaries. So you'll be living in boxes in each neighborhood. You'll be districts. But we're now also going to be having a 5-minute city. 5-minute city. Let's go to this presentation from the World Economic Forum.
So this video is a video of the principle of the line, which is really the revolution in urban design that NEOM is pioneering. And we can talk a little bit more about that as we go through the rest of the panel in the session.
So when I'm looking at this, it's a grid infrastructure.
Yeah, so basically the way it works is it's 170 kilometers long, 200 meters wide, 500 meters high. Wow. The height is from the sea level, so as you go inwards and the topography actually goes up, then the height of the actual building structure reduces until you get to the mountains, where it actually, you no longer have a mirror line. The idea is about what we call zero gravity urbanism, which is not necessarily having to be linked and anchored to a ground. How can we think of cities that go vertical and not only horizontal? This has many benefits. It's 5 minutes walk from all of your needs. Each module is 800 meters wide, and each module will take 80,000 people on average. Obviously, some are going to be more densely populated than others. And when you do it this way, you're only 5 minutes walk away from your school, your hospital, supermarket. The other thing is that the catchment area becomes a lot bigger. The catchment area for businesses becomes an 80,000 catchment area within a 5-minute walk, which, as you can understand, instead of opening many pharmacies or many stores, that one store will service a much bigger catchment area than it typically does in other cities that have, 15, 20,000 people in even dense cities, catchment areas like New York and London. The idea as well is to reduce the footprint. So imagine 9 million people living on 34 square kilometers. And if you compare that to other cities, it's almost the 2% of the size of London, yet taking the same amount of population at end state. The first module is going to finish in 2027, end of 2027. And as you can imagine, this is a generational project. So it will continue to go on until 2045, when the whole project is complete. We think of this as not a start and an end. This is a city that is being built, so it's being designed forever. Yep. And hence the glass walls to give it its timeless appeal, as well as a integration with nature in a way like you would never see before.
Please let me be the first to say that this is absolutely insane. Anything that we've seen, something like this in Hollywood movies or TV shows in the past, were always fictional, and it's about the dystopian future, and everybody was like, well, this is fun to watch because it's not really gonna happen, it's not real life. But these idiots, the control freaks, they genuinely inspire, and they try to create this as an inspiration. They genuinely believe that the crowd, the public, must be controlled because we can't save ourselves. So 2027, that's the first deadline. They're going to start it, and everything will be ready by 2045. Firstly, again, just like their idiotic net zero target of 2030, it's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. But in the meantime, while they will be failing to hit the target, they will be damaging the whole society, all societies that we have around the world. So they're not going to reach their target at the same time they'll be destroying our lives anyway. And then they will say, well, that's a good excuse because it didn't work. It's a good excuse to reset it again, to do more centralization, to do more nanny state, to do more globalism. It's absolutely crazy. When you are basically giving consent to these people by, well, not us, but technically we also have responsibility as the voters in so-called democracies. But I'm talking about these weak and feeble politicians who are just, completely turning a blind eye to these dangerous ideas. Is this actually well thought through? Do they actually know the consequences they will have on the human brain, on the basic tribalism that we have, on the necessary needs that we have? Do you really expect people to obey and say, okay, I'm going to be in this little prison and I can only walk around for 5 minutes because I'm not allowed to leave? You'll be in your own box and you have everything that you need. So you have all the other corporations giving you everything from your McDonald's and Amazons. They will be all in the same neighborhood. We can't even get meat from them. You have to have carrots from McDonald's. And then you'll be happy. You won't own it, but you'll be happy. It is absolutely insane. Now let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Tousi and we are the media.